99% of people in the world are convinced that they are incapable of achieving great things, so they aim for the mediocre. If you are insecure, guess what? The rest of the world is too. Do not overestimate the competition and underestimate yourself. You are better than you think.
Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. Your playing small does not serve the world. There is nothing enlightened about shrinking so that other people won't feel insecure around you. We were all meant to shine as children do. It's not just in some of us, it's in everyone. And as we let our own light shine, we unconsciously give other people permission to do the same. As we are liberated from our own fear, our presence automatically liberates others.
Every day is an opportunity based on your choices on how you look at things, how you perceive them, accountability and responsibility of your actions, the choices you make every day. That is what you are in the mirror today. If you don't like it, or could be better, it's on your terms how that works, no one else's. You have to find the motivation to make those hard steps for change. It's not easy. The hardest step is that first step towards greatness. The only thing harder than that is looking back on your life knowing you could have been great, but time's expired, you get nothing to do about it. That motivation must come from within. Everything from within that prospers. Motivation cannot be your neighbor. Cannot be the competition, that's something else. It's gotta be you, only you. Beating yourself day in, day out. Not like beating yourself up, but whatever you currently were, you try to beat that measure and grow it and push it and push it.
People do not change until they realize that the pain of staying the same is way worse than the pain of change. Because life is either easy now and hard later, or hard now and easy later. Everything in life has consequences. Choosing easy now and sitting on your phone and scrolling instead of working out means you might lack mobility, you might not be able to walk as well later on down the road. Easy now and hard later. Choosing fast food over making a healthy meal today means easy now, hard later. But the consequences of that easy now might be a heart attack later on down the road. Getting up and taking action towards a better you is always harder now. Whether it's your body, your money, your relationships, choosing hard now will make your life easier so much later down the road.
Your truth is real. You come out every day, man, with a way of talking to people that people don't have, because there's no truth behind them. And the truth is a starting line. When you sit there in the ugly mirror and say, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, you finally started your life. Maybe 40 years old. Maybe 40 years old. 5, 6 kids, wife. The second you look in that mirror and you say, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this, I'm this. Well, basically, I'm not this, I'm not this, I'm not this, I can't do this, I can't do this. I'm all these insecurities. Your life finally started. And once you start that life, man, the truth comes out big time. You don't care. So that's the problem. Most people just don't want to have that conversation to the point where they can go on stage with 1 million people and say, I'm all this, and have a good day. See ya. It's empowering.
God will sell you anything at the price of labor. So what you have to do is, if you want something, you have to work for it. And most people that think that the world is based off of luck have never truly worked for something. Not enough to understand that luck does not exist. It's merely a game of probabilities. You work hard, you work more, you work longer, and eventually you can increase your odds of success.
Take action with no guarantees and then learn. The second part of courage is the courage to endure. It's the courage to persist. It's the courage to keep on keeping on. It's to make the decision in advance that you will never give up. No matter what happens, you'll never give up. You will get knocked down over and over again, but you'll never give up. And the interesting thing is, if you make that decision in advance, you'll find yourself continually bouncing back. So courage means the courage to begin and the courage to endure. And the final quality of self-made millionaires, and Napoleon Hill called this the master key to riches. After studying 500 of the richest people in American history, he said it's the quality of self-discipline. It's the ability to make yourself do what you should do, when you should do it, whether you feel like it or not. The quality of self-discipline is the quality that will make you a big success. It's the ability to force yourself to do what you know you should do. And here is the wonderful discovery. This persistence is self-discipline in action. Every time you persist, you build your self-discipline. Every time you practice self-discipline, you build your ability to persist. And the two of them are tied into your self-esteem. So the more you persist, the more you like yourself. And the more you like yourself, the more discipline you have. And the more discipline you have in practice, the more you like yourself. As a result, the more you persist. And eventually you get onto an upward spiral where you become absolutely unstoppable.
And at the end of every day, you look yourself in the mirror and you ask yourself, did I get better today? If the answer is yes, and you do that for 5 years, 10 years, 15 years, how much better are you going to be? And that's basketball, that's whether it's football, that doesn't matter. Are you getting better every single day?
When that alarm clock goes off at 4 or 5 in the morning, your mind says no. You just say, this is what we do. It's what we do now. Because to get to where you want to go, the amount of pain involved, the amount of mental pain, of how many times you're going to have to do something that you don't want to do to get to where you want to go. There's going to be more times you do something that you don't want to do than you are going to want to do. And that's your new norm.
Every freedom in your life has a cost, and the price is being disciplined. Discipline is like the root of all good things, but you must apply it to everything, not just getting up early, but in everything you do. Discipline is like training every day to be stronger, faster, more flexible, and healthier. It's a type of training that helps you change your way of thinking and embrace discipline in your life. I don't want anything to control me but myself. To achieve this, I must be very disciplined, ensuring that I am free. When people see me and say, "You get up early, you don't drink alcohol, you don't smoke," I don't do it because I feel superior, but because I want to have control over my life and be free.
I now see anything is possible and that you could train for anything. There's nothing you can't do. You can't be the best in the world at something, but you can be a lot better than you are at anything you want to put the time into learning, whatever it is. You could do anything.
So as we begin to look toward the future and look at what will it take for us to break through those fears. One, acknowledging the fear, knowing it's all right. Some fear is healthy. Beginning to know that your dreams, your passions, your drive to achieve whatever it is you want, as it has more power and meaning, it will move you past your fears. As you begin to feel that you deserve it, your passion and goal is so strong, the fears won't matter. As you begin to trust yourself and put yourself in the situation where you have to make it happen, you will make it happen. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't believe this. I know this from my own life experience. I know that you've got greatness within you. I know that you have unlimited potential in you. I know that you have something to give to the universe that was not here before you showed up. Somebody said that life is God's gift to us, and how we live our lives is our gift to God. What kind of gift are you giving? And what kind of gift could you give if fear wasn't an issue? And I'm saying you can have fears, but don't surrender. Don't let your fears have you. You're more than capable of making this your decade.
I am unstoppable. I'm unstoppable. I'm unstoppable. I don't care what it is. I'm unstoppable. Nothing will stop me. The greatest of all qualities to guarantee success is the absolute willingness to go at anything and refuse to stop until you achieve it. And you know something? The statistics show that 95% of the goals that you set for yourself, you will achieve if you refuse to quit.
But I want you to take it personal. And my personal question to you is, why not you?
What if you did it? What if you actually did it? What if you achieved every single goal that you have? Just imagine what your life would look like. How would you feel on a day-to-day basis? Would you still be depressed? Would you still hate your life? Would you still feel the weight on your shoulders that you feel right now? Envision the moment where you can check the box off, where you look at your bank account, you look at your life, you look at your family, and it's everything that you want. It's time to figure out what's standing between you and that feeling and attack it with everything you have.
The circumstances in which you find yourself today do not define where you end up. They only tell us where you start. But we'll know where you're going to end up based on the choices you make. And I would say how you change is how you succeed. Think before you make a choice. Learn to deal with change in a way that can lead you to transformation. In other words, achieving your fullest potential.
You cannot change your life unless you change something. If you always do what you always did, you'll always get what you always got.
The law of belief says that whatever you believe with conviction becomes your reality. William James of Harvard said belief creates the actual fact. Because if you believe something strongly enough, you will take action on that belief. If you believe something strong enough, it becomes your reality.
I knew that no one was coming back to help me. No one was going to miracle me to be somebody special. So, mentality is the only thing that gets us through life. I was an underdog. We are all underdogs in life. Even the baddest person in the world should think that way. So you should always have I've never arrived mentality. And the can't hurt me mentality is no matter where you come from, the sewer or wherever you think you're from. When I got out of the sewer, I got to the road and looked around and said, can't hurt me. Nothing should be able to hurt you. If you believe that, it starts to become true.
You must get up. Your journey is not over. When you began your journey, you were determined. Nothing could stop you. And now that you are so close, are you willing to give up so easily? It was easier at the beginning. Beginnings are often easier, but think of all that you have accomplished along your journey.
What's the point of fighting my way up the mountain when someone else is just going to come up the easy way?
There is always going to be someone who does things the easy way. But that should not stop you from doing things the right way. It is your journey, young warrior. Only you decide when it ends.
You are different. You didn't quit. You'll never quit. You're fighting against all the odds to be a success because you're doing something that no one in your family has ever done. None of your friends have done. I'm so proud of you for how strong you've become because it's tough now, but it's all preparation for the day that you'll get tested in a different way. You'll be prepared. You'll be strong enough to do that when in the past you wouldn't have been. You must keep going. Why? Because you deserve to see what happens when all your hard work pays off. Keep going because you're stronger than you think.
If you quit, it's really easy to predict your future. How's that feel? But if you don't quit, if you go for it, with no proof, you can't quantify it. People are going to call you crazy. Your friends are going to look at you sideways. Sleepless at night wondering why the heck you're doing it. But on the other side of that, you get to see who you're meant to be and tap into your full potential, and there's nothing better.
If you spend time with losers, you will be a loser yourself. Get away from the losers. Get away from the no-hopers. Get away from the negative people, because these people will drag you down as surely as an anchor would drag you down if it was tied to your leg. 99% of the failure rate in life could be attributed to associating with people who were going nowhere.
It's time to stay focused. It's time to decide, fuck clubs, fuck partying, fuck trying to fit in and socialize, rub elbows with everybody so people can stop calling you weird. The more weird you are is a reflection of how committed you are to focusing on your shit, molding and shaping and developing your ideas and your craft so that when it's time for you to make your rounds, you gonna fly.
It's time to get back to work. Stop hearing yourself talk. Get off the podcast. Don't be on social media too much. Cut out all the fucking noise. Get back to the fucking mental lab.
You should be a monster. You should be ruthlessly ambitious and then learn how to control it. And it's that old expression. It's better to be a warrior in a garden than a gardener in a war.
Being great is being selfish. You have to be selfish to be great. You have to put the work in, the dedication in, to be great, to be the best in the world, to win the gold medal. It has to come first, because that's what it takes to win gold.
I'm going to tell you to be selfish. Be selfish. Be selfish for the next 3 years. Go get yourself strong. Go put your own oxygen mask on. Put some money in the bank. Be selfish with your time. Be selfish with your income. Be greedy on the amount of money you want to make. I'm telling you, be greedy, be selfish. You know why? Because if you go all in, if you stop thinking, I wish I could do more, be more, Go all in and make the money. Get secure and put your oxygen mask on, and what you can do in 5 years from now, what you can do in 7 years from now, what you could do in 12 years from now is unbelievable.
Once you become obsessed with something, obsessed, it's okay to be unbalanced for a while. It's okay. Don't be all this stuff people say, you gotta be balanced. To be the best in the world at what you do, it's not about being a Navy SEAL, people. The best at what you do, you have to be unbalanced to find every bit of fucking energy and strength that you have to pull it off. Then you get balanced once you become great. And then you help other people become better from you being the best in the world. So if your family doesn't understand, why are you so daggone crazy? Because I'm trying to be the best I can to give you the best that I am. And it takes being fucking obsessed to where people think you're crazy.
Discipline is when you take the battery of willpower and you squirt that extra juice to make up the difference. Your motivation's only getting you so far. Sometimes usually it's far enough. Sometimes it's not. How do you bridge this gap? You bridge it with something called discipline.
How I do every day is how I do every day. It's a discipline, it's a regimen, it was a choice I made. And the choice I made was, what are you willing to sacrifice and what are you willing to give up to find every bit of who you are as a human being? And I was willing to give up everything to do that.
Discipline your thoughts. Stop thinking too much. Don't go into the past. Don't go into the future. Be in the present. Why? Because only then it's possible that the mind is free, the capacity is free, and now you can completely immerse into whatever you are doing. And this means you have arrived.
No matter how much you improve, no matter how much you change who you are, it's not permanent. You'll just wake up and say, oh my God, man, you're David Goggins, you break records, you do this, you do that. People want to know, how are you able to just be so hard? Because I never turned the fucking thing off. Because once it turns off, I go right back to the David Goggins that is. And that's the guy that I'm constantly fighting every day. And it's a choice.
I don't care how good you are in anything, you don't have discipline, you ain't nobody. Discipline is doing what you hate to do, but do it like you love it.
So if you lack the discipline to exercise and eat healthy, you will end up being a slave to disease. If you lack the discipline to work hard, save your money, you will end up a slave to finances. If you lack the discipline to manage your time correctly, you will end up with no free time. If you have self-discipline, if you have the discipline to save your money and work hard and invest your money properly, if you have the discipline to manage your time correctly and not waste a bunch of time, if you have the discipline to exercise and eat healthy, you will end up with freedom.
Let your learning lead to action. You can become
Get up. Say over and over to yourself, do it now, do it now, do it now. I do it now, do it now. Whenever you have this tendency to procrastinate, program your subconscious mind with this automatic conditioned command, do it now, do it now, do it now. The key to overcoming procrastination is to develop a sense of urgency. Be the kind of person who gets things done quickly. We have a natural tendency to always do what is urgent rather than what is important.
I said one of the best ways to get things done is to write things down. Write down what you're trying to get done. Write down what you need to get done on a long-term basis and what you need to get done on a short-term basis. And write off a checklist. Force yourself. Be accountable.
Yeah, the difference between a dream and a goal is a timeline and accountability.
Yeah, accountability is gigantic.
You got to have somebody, whether it's yourself or a friend or somebody that's going to say, look, did you do what you said you were going to do by this time? And if you don't, hold your feet to the fire. Because, I mean, just sitting around dreaming someday, someday I'm going to get a different job. Someday I'm going to change this. Well, someday ain't a day of the week. You know, there's Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. Look on your calendar. Some days not on there. So you got to say, okay, I'm going to take this small step by here, this small step by there, this small step by there. And then pretty soon, we don't leap tall buildings in a single bound. We take it a floor at a time.
And then you put a goal in your mind. How are you gonna feel, man, when you accomplish this goal coming from that shit? Coming from the fucking hell you came from. A lot of people start from a good starting point. They have a good foundation. What if you can surpass all of these motherfuckers? What if everybody who was fucking way up here started up here, and you started with no legs. You had to grow fucking legs to even start walking, and then crawling, and then running, and then you start passing people and all this given to them. I had to use all this negative shit that was making me weak and horrible as a person. I had to use this as the power that now fueled me. I had to flip it on its head and say, hold up. This might be exactly what I need.
You can't wait for everything to be perfect to start living your life.
If you don't know what you're doing, aim at something. Is it the right thing? No. But it's better than just shooting randomly. So you aim at something, and then as you aim and you move towards it, you're going to find out why you're wrong. And then you might recalibrate your aim. And that's going to happen over and over, because as you move towards a goal, it recedes or it broadens, or it recedes and broadens, and otherwise you'd run out of things to do.
If you're going to do it, do it. Say what you can do what you say. If you can't do it, don't say you can do it. Don't over leverage yourself. Don't over leverage a decision and then jump in and kind of dip a toe. I think I'll try it out. No, think if you're going to try it out beforehand, but when it's time to go, dive. Finish it. Find out.
You wake up, right to work. Immediately your mind is in action.
How much can you work? How disciplined can you become? Like, can you work 12 hours a day? Can you work 8 hours a day? Can you work 3 hours a day? Like, flat out. Where's your limit?
Everything worth doing is hard. And the more worth doing it is, the harder it is. The greater the payoff, the greater the hardship. If it's hard, good. It means no one else will do it. More for you.
I get happier about the harder it is because I know that no one else will follow.
It's a selection effect.
And I think if you can shift from this is hard to no one else will be able to do this, then it flips from being this thing that you're like, oh, poor me, to oh, poor everyone else who's going to have to fucking try.
It's so easy to be great nowadays, my friend, because most people are weak. Most people don't want to go to that extra mile. Most people don't want to find that extra because it sucks. It's miserable. It's lonely.
Be the guy who embraces the ugly, the miserable, hard work, the grind. Don't be afraid of being hurt. Don't be afraid of sacrificing some blood.
Yesterday, I got nothing from working as hard as I could. Nothing happened from that. I'm going to do the same thing again today, but I'm going to try to go harder. To get up every day and give 100% and be in the same position that you were each day, but mentally know that you're trying and trying and trying. That's a real grind.
Most of the time, it's not about having a gift. It's about having grit. In tennis, a great forehand with sick racket head speed can be called a talent. But in tennis, like in life, discipline is also a talent, and so is patience. Trusting yourself is a talent. Embracing the process, loving the process is a talent. Managing your life, managing yourself, these can be talents too. Some people are born with them. Everybody has to work at them.
There's no luck in this game, man. It may be a little bit of luck, but the luck happens after you bust your ass and you put yourself in that lucky situation. Luck doesn't happen. You put yourself in that situation where luck might fucking happen. And that's what people don't know.
If you believe it, if you really believe that you could be something, if you have that little voice in your head saying, hey, you got talent, you could do this, then follow that voice.
I don't believe in talent. I'm here because I worked hard my whole life. Without that work, no one in this room would know who I am except my family. So to all the kids around the world watching, paying attention, and aspiring to be like one of us or even on the stage someday, put the work in and watch the magical ride you go on.
The next year is going to go by whether you're doing something about your life or not. I mean, we're sitting here right now at the end of February, and the next 10 months are going to go by whether somebody is working to make change or whether they're not. And they may think, oh my God, I'm so far overweight, I'll never get it under control, or I'm so behind in my bills, or I'm so, just depressed, or everything is so out of control. Well, you know what? You make those incremental changes, and then, pretty soon in December you go, hey, I'm way better off than I was at the end of February. So you made little changes and they all added up. And if you don't, by the end of the year, you're just in deeper. So every little bit matters.
You know how to do it. You know exactly how to be you or how to be me.
Come on, man. Get up. Get up again tomorrow. Get up again tomorrow. Get up again tomorrow. The next day. Get up. Get up. Get up. Get up. Keep going.
You can choose a life of ease and comfort, or you can choose a life of service and adventure. Which one of those, when you're 90 years old, are you going to be more proud of?
Life is not easy. It is not. Don't try to make it that way. Life's not fair. It never was. It isn't now, and it won't ever be. Do not fall into the trap, the entitlement trap, of feeling like you're a victim.
Your brain's amazing. Once you feed it the right conversation, the right mental nutrients, the right mental supplements, the right internal dialogue at the right time, with the right hit, with the right proof of what you've done in the past, and you send that right to the right circuit, dude, you're a fucking beast. A beast. Let me teach you the real life, how it really is. The reason why you're a loser, and the reason why you're not fucking making it, you're lazy, you know exactly what to do. Exactly what to do. Because even me, in my state of, I can't read and write, I knew exactly what to do. It just sucks doing it. It sucks to do it. All you can do is outwork the man that God created, or woman, in you.
Success does require a clear, vivid, and bold picture of the future. It's part of what makes all the dull, hard stuff worth it as you go along. But then you say, what needs to be true to get to that? And not just what needs to be true in 2 years' time or 3 years' time, if it's a long-term vision, but today. What do I need to do today? What one small step will take me towards this vision or goal that I have? And what will I need to do tomorrow? What muscles will I need to build? What skills will I need to develop in order that in 6 months or a year's time, I can do something even more consequential that drives me towards what I want to achieve?
The man's finally had it with mediocrity. He's had it with being a loser. He's finally had it with those awful sick feelings inside.
Isolation is the laboratory of the great. It is in the solitude that you find out who you actually are. Without the noise of other people's opinions, you hear your own voice. You clarify your vision. You need to schedule periods of total withdrawal, monk mode, deep work, whatever you want to call it. Lock the door, turn off the phone, and face the work. In that space, you will find demons. You will find boredom. You will find anxiety, and you will fight them. And when you win that fight in the dark, you will walk into the light with a confidence that cannot be faked.
I wake up every morning and don't let the old man in. And that's life. We wake up every morning and make a decision who we're going to be. I have to make a decision. Am I going to be a fighter today, or am I going to be a victim? There's a great phrase, genetics deals the cards, environment plays the hand. So genetics and your background does influence your disposition to success in various activities. Another great thing I wrote once was, there's 1,000 excuses, but not a single reason. When you step into the challenge zone, the number of excuses for getting out, back into your comfort zone from there, multiplies. I'm too tired. It's too difficult. I'm having a bad day. Nobody likes me.
Life is hard sometimes. Easy, it's not an option. But it's worth fighting. It's worth believing. It's worth giving yourself a chance. It's worth mustering yourself up, standing up inside yourself. It's worth fighting relentlessly, never giving up. It's worth it. You can do it. You can do it.
Your mind has to be stronger than your feelings.
People want to know where I find my strength at, where I get my strength. I get it from a lot of places, but right now, this morning, I'm getting it from, there's not a motherfucker that's up. There's not a car, there's not a person. Everybody's in their bed, sleep, dreading that it's a Monday, hate it's a Monday. And I'm loving it. I'm loving that. Where everybody's getting weaker, I'm getting stronger. It's not about the running, the swimming, the push-ups, the sit-ups. It's about what those things do for your mentality. You don't get better on the daggone couch. You get better by coming out here and getting the fuck after it every daggone day.
It isn't about the, how big they are, how tough they are, their potential. It's a perseverance. Meaning it's not about the dog that's in the fight. It's the fight within the dog. Well, yeah, it's a shitty situation. I gotta go to work because I gotta pay the bills and support my family. But it doesn't mean I have to shortcut my success in what I'm doing. I'll find a way to work this out.
This is your new life. Take it or leave it. There's no happiness about it. There's no peace behind it. It sucks. It just fucking sucks. And that's the one thing, if I could teach anybody anything, it just fucking sucks. And it's going to continue to suck. And then one day you'll get to a special part in your life that it might get a little bit better. But to lose the weight you had to lose, my friend, sorry, it's going to suck every day. Because then when you're 300 pounds, you're going to go out to lose weight, you could probably get injured. So then you got to work on the injury, and then you get even more depressed. This is what I went through. And then you're hungry because now you're depressed. It's just a vicious cycle. And if you're not strong mentally and you have no willpower, you're going to continue falling back in this hole versus the man that sits back and goes, all right, motherfucker. This is why I cuss, because this is what is in me. This is what it took for me to be me. Sorry. It didn't take, hey, okay, we're going to do this today. No, this really sucks. This is real, dude. This is real. And every day, I'm set back. I'm set back. I'm set back. I'm set back. So this is what I would tell your boy. This is exactly what I tell him. Every day you wake up, you're going to probably be set back for the first 4 weeks before you lose to significant weight because of the mind is going to be fucking with you the whole time. There's no dopamine. There's no dopamine in there at 300 pounds. You got nothing. Your hormones are shot. You have to envision something that is more powerful than you. Something has to get you out of bed. And you have to create it. It has to be false. Because you're not it. You're a fat piece of shit. And that's the reality of it. So you have to create a false reality to live in that, just to get to work on yourself.
To get something you never had, you have to do something you never did.
I have never met anybody who became incredibly successful in any area of their life until they had suffered and sweated and sacrificed and kept their focus and fought through tears and trials and tests. And if you have a dream and you commit to it, it will come to pass.
Success is not a comfortable procedure. It is a very uncomfortable thing to attempt. So you got to get comfortable being uncomfortable if you ever want to be successful. Start putting some pressure on. Put some pressure on yourself. Get out here and get about it.
And you're going to fail. 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 And then you're going to win.
If you are experiencing a losing season right now, understand that there's a winning season around the corner. But you have to be an active participant in getting yourself out of the losing season.
I want you to fail, and I want you to get up and do it again. The same thing in life is the same thing here. If you can do this, you can do anything. Anything.
I'm going to fail. I'm going to fucking fail. I'm going to fucking fail. I'm going to fucking fail. And I will succeed. It's not about suffering how people may look at suffering. Like you have to just go to a place that just every day of your life is suffering. You have to tap into suffering every day of your life because we have so much scarring that we have to clean up. You have to look at suffering as almost like I look at failure. To succeed, you must fail. In failure and in suffering, all the answers are in there. all the answers to all the test questions. The test is your life. All the answers are in there. You don't have to live in suffering and pain and failure all the time. You have to learn, I need to visit it. Like people hate working out. You're only gonna visit working out maybe an hour a day. 23 other hours of the day, you're not in it. But how you become in shape is you must visit suffering, visit working out 1 hour a day. Visit suffering 1 hour a day. Visit your past failures 1 hour a day. The relationship with it is the answers are in there. They are in there. Within the suffering, go in there, and I call it the live autopsy. The live autopsy. How you find out someone died? They crack you open after you're dead. How you can live is do it while you're alive. Go back in your brain, crack it open while you're alive. Don't wait until you're dead to figure out why you died. Do it while you are living. Go in there, go into the suffering, go into the pain of your life and say, why did this suck for me so bad? Why am I afraid of all this stuff? Why have I shut down the whole world? I guarantee I'll tell you why you shut down the whole world. It's in these nooks of the suffering within your brain, in the scarring, are all the answers to why you are on the couch feeling sorry for yourself. They lie within the scars. Visit them for at least an hour a day, study them, and then you'll find out more about yourself. You will then grow. So don't look at it as every day I suffer. Go into it an hour a day. Learn from yourself, learn from life, learn from your failures, learn from your insecurities, learn from your self-doubt. Don't just say, I'm afraid to jump off an airplane. What makes you afraid of it? Study it. That's why I studied my mind. Why I became so powerful in the mind is because I realized I was weak. So instead of running away from the mind, I dove into it and said, what is making me weak? Oh, this makes sense. I came from hell. I came from a place that beat me down to nothing, which is why I'm afraid. All this makes sense. So systematically, one by one, I went back and met every single person in my mind, every situation. I went one-on-one with them again in my mind and said, okay, let's now revisit this. And that's how you do it. That's how it works. What builds a human being is you start with the small building blocks. And before you know it, man, you become something that it doesn't even make sense to most people because it's just who you are now. That's why I can still run at 50 at 49 with broke down knees and broke down body. Because my body knows you still can. Therefore I do. Second you stop, the willpower is gone. You need to evaluate what you are feeling. Not every emotion deserves to be ratified. Remember, if you stay where you've always been, you will never learn if you have what it takes to venture into the deep water. I honestly want to be considered one of the hardest men to walk the planet Earth in the history of the world. And what I mean by hard, I'm not talking about the guy who does the most pull-ups, the most sit-ups, runs the most. Just a person who's able to overcome any adversity in front of him, to figure out a way. Hardness isn't about all this physical, man. Yeah, it helped me get to where I'm at. But all I was doing in the whole process, the process wasn't to be ripped. It wasn't to walk around with my shirt off. That wasn't it. I knew through the physical challenges, through the physical suffering, my mind was getting stronger. I was literally doing that for a reason. I had a weak mind. All the rest just happened to come with it. I was trying to strengthen the mind to handle all the judgment that's passed on me, perceived and not. Sometimes you make it up in your own head. You know, I just want to be able to handle all of that, everything, physical, mental. I want to be perceived as that, like an old school barbarian, an old school guy that's like, God, dog, man, nothing can hurt the guy, which is why the book is titled, Can't Hurt Me. I want people to have that mantra in their life. Take that with you. Take it everywhere you go in life. And if you believe that and you work towards that, callous in your mind, strengthen yourself, can't hurt me is strong. In any situation, like when I was in Buzz, they beat the shit out of you. I'd be the first one to get up and say, can't hurt me, mother. And they were beating the hell out of me. But you say that enough to you. False motivation becomes real motivation after a while. They can't see themselves doing it. They can't see themselves doing it. It's one big reason. The other reason is a lot of it is jealousy. when you set these humongous goals and they see that you're getting at it, and every morning I'm getting up training for a 200-mile run, and you see me get up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and all you fuckers are sleeping, and by the time I get done running my 30, I come home just getting up. How are you gonna feel about yourself? A lot of times when you're an overachiever, a lot of our family members, a lot of our friends, they're mediocre. There's always those couple of guys who are uncommon, who want to be better. But you make that mediocre mother feel like shit. Whether it's your mom, your dad, whoever. You make them feel horrible. I've been there. I'm speaking from experience. When you get somebody around you, man, who's trying to be better, and you don't have the drive that they have, it's a constant reminder of how up you are. You have to know that that's what it is. Anybody in your course not saying, man, get after it, brother, I'm so proud of you, they have a problem with themselves. Because all you're trying to do is achieve more. If that's a problem for somebody, you have to look at them and say, man, you really have a problem with yourself, huh? It's much deeper than what you think. It lies deep in your soul. How I was able to fix myself was I saw how ugly I was towards other people who were great. I was able to look back and say, man, you don't hate that much for any reason because he's great. And you're lazy. You're lazy. He makes you feel like shit every single day. That's where it comes from. You have to know where shit comes from to be able to solve it.
At some point in your life, you made a decision that should have changed everything. Maybe it was a decision about your finances, your career, a relationship, your health, something that mattered enough that you committed to it seriously. Not as a vague intention, but as a real decision backed by real effort.
What if I'm so far away from my dream now that I die before I actually reach it? Die on the road. Die on the road. Go to your dream. And if you never make it, at least you will finish this world going somewhere, not just sitting, saying, man, if only. There are no if onlys. There is, what are we going to do now?
You want to be that one that every day, whether it's raining, snowing, sleeting, you lost every dime. You come and you bring the energy that it takes at the highest level every day. And that's the person you want to be every day of your life.
Normal people get normal results. Weird people get weird results. You literally can't do what everyone else does and not expect to get what everyone else has. By doing what everyone else does, you guarantee average results.
To be exceptional means that you are the exception. It means that you are not normal. And so it's normal for normal people to find you abnormal if you do things that are not normal. Don't let people who have mediocre goals deter you from taking actions that make you great.
We are in control of our momentum. If you are in a terrible place right now, if your life sucks right now, and you're waiting around for things to get better, that's not what you should be doing. That's not how it works. You need to take action.
And for a while, things moved. You could feel the difference. And then gradually or suddenly, you were back where you started. Not because you stopped trying, not because circumstances were uniquely against you, but because something you couldn't quite identify kept pulling the result back toward a shape you recognized. A shape your life has had for a long time. A shape that persists across different attempts, different strategies, different versions of trying harder. If that pattern is familiar, what you're about to hear is the most useful thing anyone has ever put in front of you. Because that pattern has a cause. A specific, identifiable, completely explicable cause.
Most of the limitations we have do not exist in reality. They exist only in your own mind. And one of the starting points of great achievement is to start questioning those self-limiting beliefs and throw them off and act as if they did not exist.
You're not as far away from these dreams as you think you are. But because you think it's so far away, you behave in accordance with that belief system, and it always keeps it that far away from you. You need to believe and know that your one decision, one relationship, one meeting, one book, one thought, one something away from a completely different life. And when you know that, then you begin to look for them.
So what determines what the subjective mind runs? The subjective mind takes its instructions from the objective mind, the conscious, reasoning part of your mental life that you experience as your thinking self, the part that is processing these words right now. But the subjective mind does not respond to every thought that passes through consciousness. It responds to patterns, to what the conscious mind returns to consistently, to ideas that recur with sufficient frequency and sufficient emotional weight that the subjective mind registers them not as passing thoughts, but as standing instructions about how things are. Think about how you learned to drive. The first time you sat behind the wheel, everything required conscious attention. Checking mirrors, managing the clutch or the brake, tracking the cars around you, keeping the vehicle in the lane. It was exhausting because your conscious mind was managing all of it simultaneously, and conscious attention is both slow and limited in what it can hold at once. After enough repetitions, most of that process transferred below the surface. Now you drive while carrying on a conversation, while thinking about something else entirely, without consciously managing any individual component of the task. The subjective mind absorbed the pattern and automated it. Your conscious mind was freed up for other things.
Confucius said one time, he who says he can and he who says he can't are both usually right.
You want to reach your goal? How to reach the goal the quickest? Be focused with your energy. Meaning, be focused with the mind. Don't lose the goal from the mind. Whatever you do, from the moment of waking up until the evening, whatever you do, keep the goal in the mind. This is the quickest way of making this goal become real.
Holding an idea is a different thing entirely. It is not about the intensity of a single moment. It is about what the mind returns to, what is present in the background, even when attention is directed elsewhere. What your thinking gravitates toward when it isn't being pointed anywhere specific. The thing that shows up not just on the days when you're motivated and focused, but on the ordinary days, the tired days, the days when nothing in particular is prompting you to think about it. That consistent, recurring presence across time is what Troward calls the dominant idea. And his argument, the most important single claim in his entire body of work, is this. The dominant idea is the actual instruction the subjective mind is running.
Every day, do what you're supposed to do. And don't expect some incredible results in 1 day or 2 days or 10 days. Worthwhile things take 100 days.
Clean your room, organize your life. Like, get a routine, get up every day at the same time, go to bed at the same time, establish disciplined habits. That will help a lot. Schedule. Here's how to use a schedule. Sit down, open the calendar and think, okay, well, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to design a week of days that I would really like to have. So what that would mean then is that you would schedule things that you would consider meaningful and productive, on a daily basis, so that you feel that your life is justified by having a day like that, and also to schedule enough of your responsibilities so that you make progress day by day instead of falling farther behind.
And you realize through hard work, you can outwork anybody, no matter how badass they are. But that's the part people don't want to dive into. You got to start diving into those things that you are afraid of. You don't gain confidence by going to the spot that makes you feel good. It could be a false reality.
Success really just boils down to this. You gotta want it more than you hate what it takes to get it. If you're willing to suck at anything for 100 days in a row, you can beat most people at most things.
The most common approach goes something like this. You identify the pattern. You decide to think differently. You apply conscious effort to push new thinking into place. When the old pattern surfaces, which it does quickly and reliably, you push harder. More discipline, more forced attention toward what you want instead of what keeps showing up. Troward's observation is that this approach does not simply fail, it makes the underlying pattern stronger.
I firmly believe when you give everything you got to something, right? I'm talking about blood, sweat, and tears, everything you got to something, right? The peace in that It's not the result or the reward. The peace is the fact that I gave everything I had to it because this is who I am. So now, even if it doesn't turn out the way I wanted, I didn't go to the NFL. That was a dream I had since I was 7. It didn't happen.
If you're worried about your income or your future, you're concentrating on the wrong end of the scale. Look at the other end. Concern yourself only with increasing your service, with becoming great where you are, and your income and your future will take care of themselves.
If your life is not what you want it to be, you can change it. As a matter of fact, you can do anything within reason that you desire to do if you embrace the principle of applied faith and keep it directed to the attainment of the things you want and off the things you do not want.
If it is written, so shall it be. If you don't have what you want in life, just check yourself. Is it written anywhere? Have you wrote it down? Have you claimed? Have you laid it into faith? Have you willed it into existence? Has it become a law? Did you write it down? If it ain't written down, what you want? That is a principle of success that all successful people know. We write it down.
What do you want to do in your life? Where do you want to go? What do you want to make happen? What do you want to make happen for between now and the end of the year? Think about it for a moment. Don't think of why you can't. Doesn't matter how much money you've got. Doesn't matter how much help you've got. Build a vision of what you would like to accomplish between now and the end of the year. And then make a written description of that vision. Paint the picture with words. You can go either way with this. You can start writing the picture and it'll come on the screen of your mind. Or build a picture and then paint it with words. Vision. Vision is going to direct your life if you let it. Use it constructively. See what you want. Don't spend any time thinking of what you don't want. When you get a picture in here, make it big, make it beautiful. You'll be glad you did.
The mind is not the obstacle. The patterns that have been producing results you don't want were produced by the same mechanism that will produce results you do want once it receives a different instruction. The subjective mind's absolute commitment to executing whatever it has been given, its total absence of judgment about whether what it's building serves you, is not the problem. It is the asset. You are not trying to defeat your mind. You are learning to work with it deliberately rather than accidentally. That reframe changes the quality of the effort required. Fighting something is exhausting and generates resistance. Working with something, understanding its operation precisely and providing it with what it actually responds to, is sustainable across the full range of ordinary days that constitute most of a life.
The truth is, you must keep going. Why? Because you deserve to see what happens when all your hard work pays off. Keep going because you're stronger than you think. Keep going because each step forward brings you one step closer to your goals. Keep going because the best is yet to come. You need to understand, you can't win all the time. And unless you lose, you haven't even tried.
One of my favorite sayings is, it doesn't matter how many times you fail. You only have to be right one time. And that's the beauty of being an entrepreneur. Every time you fail, you learn. But if you get it right one time, everybody calls you an overnight success and you just smile all the way to the bank.
What people understand is that they live for themselves, not knowing that you have the power within yourself to change millions of lives by facing life, by facing yourself. And through that, I would die never knowing that I had the power to change millions of lives.
Now look at your own life honestly, not the version you present to other people, the actual shape of it, the patterns that keep repeating, the gap between where you are and where you have been trying to get. The things you want keep not materializing despite genuine effort. The ceiling that keeps appearing. And ask yourself one question, not as rhetoric, as a genuine diagnostic that points directly at the single variable this entire hour has been built around. Are you using your mind, or is your mind using you?
I'm not like everybody else. I don't want to be like everybody else. I have something inside which is burning. And I look around and this life and everything I see is not for me. I'm supposed to be something different. I have to be something different. And I'm going to change my life with bodybuilding. I don't know exactly how it's going to change, but I can continue down this road with and be a criminal or not. And I have something else. The other guys, maybe they don't have something else. I have something here and I want to do this. And hey, maybe I can be like I don't know, British champion one day. Maybe I can have my own gym. This was how I started. It was not something where I wanted to attract the girls or I wanted to be stronger to protect myself because I was already okay. Mm-hmm. This was not the motivation. The motivation was to change my life because what I see around me is not for me. I don't want to have a normal job. I don't want to be unemployed. I don't want to get a wife and a kid and a small house and a job and a normal life, whatever's normal, but that's the average existence. It was not for me. I knew I was going to do something different, and I knew I had to put like my heart and soul into this bodybuilding. I had to change my life. I had to. I didn't want to. I had to. It was my destiny. And honestly, like looking back on my life, it's almost like a movie that played out, that was predetermined. Deep down, I knew this was going to happen. I knew that I was destined for something different. And that was the motivation. Change my life.
When people do something they don't want to do, like add 3 hours of exercise per day or per week, or when people who are trying to diet and lose weight resist eating something.
Right.
When people do anything that they, and this is the important part, that they don't want to do.
Right.
It's not about adding more work, it's about adding more work that you don't want to do.
Yes.
This brain area gets bigger.
Yep.
All the data point to the fact that we can build this area up.
Yep.
But that as quickly as we build it up, if we don't continue to invest in things that are hard for us, that we don't want to do, that's the part that feels so Goggin-esque to me, that we don't want to do. But if you hate the cold water, if you're afraid of drowning and you get into water and put your head under, then your anterior mid and survive, then the anterior mid-cingulate cortex gets bigger. But if you don't do it the next day, or if you do it the next day and you enjoy it, because hey, I did it yesterday, woohoo, the anterior mid-cingulate cortex shrinks again. Because it's that I don't want to do something, but do it anyway.
That's right.
That grows this area. The problem is it only works one day at a time.
Yep.
And so you have to renew it every day.
That's right. I love that because that's how I've lived my entire life. I don't know anything about that. But people go, man, you have such a strong will. It's something that you build. Like, I never forget, I was on a podcast one time, and this dude goes, you were blessed with a strong mind. Like, the hell are you talking about? I was blessed with a strong mind. That's something that you have to develop. You develop that over years, decades of suffering and going back into the suffering. I realized I'm the same way. I don't want to go back. I have to go back. I must go back because that is exactly where all the knowledge of my life exists, was back there and what you're exactly talking about. Well, I didn't know anything about this, but how I grew a will was constantly doing these things. To now, it's just life. I wake up, while it still sucks, it's just life. You don't sit back and like, oh my God, like I have days I don't want to do it, but I know I'm going to do it. Because human beings need to hear this. They need to stop hearing these hacks on this and that. There's no fucking hack, bro. There's no fucking hack. Yeah, you may this and that and saunas and this, and all this shit that yeah, it's great. There is no fucking life hack. To grow that thing, how do you grow it? Do it, and do it, and do it, and do it. That's the hack. The hack is gonna fucking suck. And that's what I realized. I woke up like every human being does and goes, fuck, man, I'm a fucking piece of shit today. How the hell is this gonna work out for me? And you fight that. And you fight that. You don't override it. There's no override button. It's the conversation in your fucking, like, in your head. So how do you do that? We don't have enough of these conversations about the real conversation that every human being is having. And they have no idea how to get out of it, but they do. It's that shit right there, man. You gotta build your will. How do you build your will? Exactly what you said, man. Exactly what you said.
You must always predict growth. You must always predict that things are going to grow. And you must always work as though things are going to grow, because it is your attitude more than anything else that will determine your level of success. Even when the economy is going down, some people and some companies are doing well. Others are not, because sometimes they believe, well, the economy is bad, so we have to cut back and we have to reduce our activities. And others simply respond by becoming more busy and more aggressive. And that's very important for you and I.
I feel like I'm missing something. I don't feel like I'm missing shit. But you'll never in my life hear me tell you I'm missing something. And everybody is. They're missing this feeling. I found it a long time ago. And I found it right there in that willpower thing. When you're nothing, and change yourself into something like me, people are missing exactly what went on with David Goggins. Why don't you smile? I do. But I figured something out. I found it years ago. You find it in the suck. You find it in the suck, and you find it repeatedly in the suck, to the point where you know exactly who you are. Most people are missing something because they don't know who they are. They never examine themselves. They've never done this experiment on themselves. You create your own self. Most people are missing something because there's so much trapped in there. I don't even want to say potential. I think that's a word used out too much too. There's so much in you that God or wherever the hell you believe in, or if you're an atheist, in you that you have not unlocked, still chained up because you just didn't want to find your willpower. Didn't want to find your soul, your will, your heart, your determination, your guts, your courage. That's why I wanted to come here today and talk to you about real shit. Not no fucking like hacks. There's no hacks, bro. It's you against you. You against you. And if you misunderstand that, you have a real problem. The problem is you. And you don't want to fix it.
You know, there comes a day, man. Everyone's going to have this day. There comes a day where being average, being mediocre is just sickening to you. It's just sickening. It makes you want to throw up because you've seen people with far less talent than you. As you're growing up with them, their childhood buddies, whatever else, they didn't have what you had. Yet now they're fucking to become something that you haven't. There comes that day. It's either when you're young, there comes a fucking day where push comes to shove. Where being mediocre, being like average and shit just fucking burns. It sucks so much. You can't deal with it one more day. And you get off your fucking ass and you create something that's always been there. It's always been inside of you trying to come out. But you've never wanted to unwrap it because there's too much fucking pain and commitment. You were scared you were gonna fail. You were scared if you started, you never finish it. You didn't want to tell anyone about it. You knew it was there, but you never wanted to embark on it. Until something fucking hits. You get fired or somebody else gets success, remind you of what you could have been. And then that fucking spark is born. And no matter what happens, I'm never gonna be in this boat again. And you get up and you go, even if it gets knocked down, you just keep going, you're a wild man. And life has never been so sweet. It's time to unwrap the potential you can be. It's within you. It's within every single one of us. And the people that have risen to that level were no different than any one of us. It's just they believed it and they're willing to work their fucking ass off to get it. It wasn't about the potential. It wasn't about the genetics. It wasn't about the perseverance. And it wasn't about being the hardest fucking worker in the room. That's what got them there. And it didn't happen overnight. They got knocked down more than they ever stood up. But they kept going and kept going and kept going and kept going, because what else is the alternative? To be average again. Stop running from the potential of what you can be, guys. It's inside of you. It's always been there. And I'll never accept mediocre again. I'm always gonna give it my 110 fucking percent. That's the only thing I can ever say a solid day's work. I promise you, it will haunt you. It's a living nightmare, dude. That fact that you had the ability to do something and you're too weak to fucking turn the key and start the engine on it, it doesn't matter about the past. It's today. What are we doing today? What are we going to engage now? And once we engage, we commit. There's no half commitment. There's no quarter commitment. There's no three-quarter. It's full commitment. Once we engage, it's every fucking day we engage. Because that's the better life. It's your option, though. What are you going to do?
Many years ago, when I started off, I did not graduate from high school, and I could only get laboring jobs. And my first laboring job was washing dishes in the back of a small hotel. When I was 23 years old, I was working on a farm and sleeping on the hay in the farmer's barn. At the end of the harvest, I was uneducated, I was unskilled, and I was once more unemployed. And when I could no longer find a laboring job, like you, I got into sales. So I got into sales, and the only job I could get was knocking on doors, cold calling from door to door. And I had no training and no experience. The only thing I could think of was to work hard. A selling job, it's really a rejection job. And the more rejections you get, the more sales you'll make. This was the totality of my sales training. So I used to get up earlier and earlier each day so I could knock on more doors so I could be rejected more often. And I began starting at 6, 7, or 8 o'clock in the morning when people came to work, and I would knock on doors all day. And in the evenings, I would go out and knock on doors of homes and apartments. I would sometimes work 12 to 14 hours a day. I worked 30 days before I made my first sale. This is not a good way to live, I can tell you that. I was sleeping on the floor of a friend's apartment. I had one change of clothes. I would have to wash out my shirt in the sink at night. And after about 6 months of knocking on doors and earning just enough to stay alive, I noticed that there was one man in my company who was earning 10 times as much as anyone else. And he wasn't even working very hard. And he was selling the same product that I was selling out of the same office at the same price to the same people under the same conditions. So I did something, about 6 months later, I did something that changed my life. I still recall this changed my life. In your lifetime, by the way, you have experiences, and it's usually an idea or a concept. Something happens and your life goes in a different direction. And this was the transforming moment for me. I took a deep breath and I went and I asked him, what are you doing differently from me? Why are you making so many sales? And he said, well, show me your sales presentation and I'll critique it for you. I said, my what? He said, your sales presentation. I said, you show me yours and I'll show you mine. Because I didn't have a sales presentation. I was doing what I call the blah, blah sell. I would find a prospect and go blah, 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 until they would start looking at their watch and looking away and say, thank you very much for coming in. He said, no. He said, there's a process, a logical process of selling. But what he did give me was a very simple presentation. And instead of going out and talking, I went out and asked questions and my sales went up. And I remember people treated me differently when I asked them questions as opposed to talking. And so I began to ask more and better questions. Then I began to read on sales, and I read everything I could find. And then I would listen to audio programs. And then I would actually start going to sales seminars. And I did 2 things which really had a profound effect on my career. Number one is when I heard a new thing, I would immediately try it out. I noticed that many other people heard the same things, but they took no action. Is they wouldn't take any action at all. Whereas when I heard something new, I would run out and I would try it out quickly. Number 2 thing that I learned is that nothing works. Even the best ideas don't work. At least they don't work the first time. And sometimes they don't work the first 5 times or the first 10 times. So I made a resolution that if I heard a good idea, I would try it 5 or 10 times before I passed judgment. So I'm going to give you a simple word that you can use for the rest of your career, which will double your income. And the word is how. From now on, whenever you have a goal, the only question you ask is how. Whenever you have a problem to solve, the only question you ask is, how? If you have an obstacle to overcome, the only question you ask is, how? Now, the wonderful thing about the word how is that it triggers ideas, and the ideas are all for actions that you can take immediately. And when you take those ideas, you start to get feedback, which enables you to correct your course and take even better steps to achieve your goals. So the average person, when they have a problem, complains and blames other people about the problem. Top people, when they have a problem or goal, they simply say, how can I achieve this goal? And they try this, and they try that, and they try something else, but it never occurs to them that they will not eventually be successful.
Can you change people that don't want to change? Of course you can change people who don't want to change. All you need is the right kind of... If you have enough leverage where change becomes an absolute. Now, for some people, leverage is not even the threat of their own life. Some people rather die than have you tell them what to do. And so that's not the leverage. The leverage for them might be something for their children. Leverage for them might be spiritual growth. All of us have a leverage point. If you find the leverage, not the leverage you make someone do it, the leverage that will make them make themselves do it. We all have some place that'll get us to follow through. Now, if you get enough leverage and if you interrupt the pattern enough, if you have enough leverage and you break someone's pattern enough times, a new pattern will show up. If all it takes is leverage, then why don't most people change? I see this man named Scrooge who clearly doesn't want to change. In fact, he's certain he doesn't need to change because what's happened is his life went through a lot of pain. And when he got pain, he looked for the source of that pain and he said it was being close to people. So he decided his people equals pain. So he doesn't want to lose being rich. He doesn't want to lose not being hurt. So he has a belief, be mean to people and everything works out, even though he's miserable. Can we have beliefs that make no sense and yet still believe them, yes or no? The only way people change is if they associate either enough what? Pain, so they have to change, or they associate changing will equal enough what? And ideally, if you get both, you'll change. If you get, every moment I do this, the pain's getting more and more intense, there's a point where you must change. And if I change, I get all this pleasure, you're gonna want to change. How many follow? But what equals pain and what equals pleasure is what you associate in your nervous system. So what happens is, the only way you create change is changing what you link pain and what you link pleasure to in your nervous system, not just in your head, in your gut. That's what controls you. Lots of times in your head, you know what you should do, but your gut takes over. Your fear, or your greed, or your desire, or your comfort, or whatever. Who knows what I'm talking about here? Say I. The problem is some of you are linking pain to things you need, like exercise, right? Or pain what you need, like a relationship, right? And it's the wrong association, but it's going to control your life. Your job is to change what you link pain and pleasure to. So, by the way, in this Christmas Carol story, does this man Scrooge change his life? Yes or no? He didn't want to change. Does he change his life a little or completely? And by the way, how fast? An heartbeat in one evening. How does it happen? 3 neuroassociative conditioning specialists show up at his house. Right? 3 ghosts show up, and what do? They get him to link a massive, unbearable amount of what? To all the things he did in the past around people. Then they go to everything he has in the present, pain, and everything in the future, pain, till there's so much, there was nowhere to escape. So you make up what the future is. If your present is painful, you can escape to the past and get out of the pressure to change. How many follow this? Say I. Or you can escape to a future because no one knows what it is for sure and you can make it up. But if your brain links, it's been painful in the what? Past, it's even worse in you'll change like that. Because even though it's painful in the present, what'd you do? You said, it'll get better over there in the future. Who finally changed? Who here finally changed that? Say I. How'd you do it? Your brain went, it's painful now, it was painful in the past, it's gonna be worse in the future, that's it. That's what I call a Dickens pattern. When you lock in pain in all those places, there's no place to escape, so you change. It's like if you put a wall here, and a wall here, and we close them in on you, amazingly, you'll move forward. That's what we're talking about, giving yourself leverage on yourself that way, not having someone else do it to you, you do it to yourself.
Well, how do you activate the superconscious mind? Here is the most powerful of all. We call this the master method of activation. It is called solitude. You activate the superconscious mind with solitude. Now, how do you use solitude? We call this go into the silence. Go and sit down quietly by yourself for 30 to 60 minutes. 30 to 60 minutes. Most people in our society have never sat quietly for 30 to 60 minutes in their entire lives. If you'll go into the silence and sit quietly and then listen to the still small voice within, you will find that at a certain point, probably at about 25 to 30 minutes, your mind will go completely clear. And then a flow of ideas will start to flow into your mind. You'll feel energy welling up inside you. And at a precise moment, as you sit there in complete silence, no cigarettes, no coffee, no music, nothing, just complete silence, at a particular moment, your mind will go clear and wham, exactly the answer you need will come at exactly the right time. And if you will get up and go and carry out that answer, it will turn out to be exactly perfect.
You are the power. No person, no place, no thing has any power over you. I can give you lots of good advice and lots of wonderful new ideas, but if you choose not to accept them, then you're in control, for you have the power. You are the only person that thinks in your mind, and you create your experiences. And just for this moment, I want you to catch the thought you're thinking right now and ask yourself, is it negative, or is it positive, or is it neutral? Do you want this thought to create your future?
If you decide that you will be poor, there's nothing I can do. You're gonna be poor. If you decide to be rich today, who gonna stop you? Who?
If you did not know, you are a reality creator. You are not a victim of circumstance. This reality it's not just something that happened. The reality that you're sitting in is a reality that you created. You're literally, with every thought, with every action, with every interaction that you have, creating a reality for yourself. It's either going to be the same reality or it's going to be a new reality. It could be a worse reality if you take worse actions than you have in the past, or it could be a better reality if you take better actions than you have in your past to create that beautiful future.
According to psychology, your mind is always searching for proof of what you believe. If you tell yourself that things are always going wrong, your brain will focus on every setback, every small inconvenience, and use them as evidence to confirm that narrative. If you start asking yourself, how can things get better, or what good is happening in my life, your brain will begin to look for those answers. It will seek out the small victories, the moments of growth, and the opportunities for change, gradually shifting your perception toward hope and possibility. Your mind is simply doing what it's wired to do. Find evidence that supports the reality you believe in. So be mindful of the story you're writing. The narrative you create shapes the lens through which you see your life. Be intentional about how you frame your experiences, because what you tell yourself today will be the world you see tomorrow.
If you decide you want to be rich, all you gotta do is start.
Do the thing, and you'll get the energy to do the thing. Just say, I'm going after it, I'm going to get it, and your present circumstances got nothing to do with where you're going.
You can have, do, or be anything you want if you controlled your mind. The law of attraction is basically saying whatever you focus on with energy and repetition is what you're going to tend to bring into your life. Most people don't realize that their thoughts are in the toilet. There are things like, I'm not good enough, it's not going to work out. All of these kinds of negative thoughts keep people shut down. They don't go for their dreams. What the law of attraction is teaching people is that you have a choice. You can change your thinking. Start to generate what you do want to think. And this is where things like affirmations, positive thinking, positive statements, instead of saying I'm not good enough, begin to say I am good enough. The reticular activating system in the brain responds to repetition, imagery, and emotion. Aim where you want to go by choosing what you want, getting an image of what you want, fueling it with passion and love. And then you can start to create it almost organically and automatically.
Science shows that your brain can't tell the difference between what is real and what is imagined. There was a Harvard study that was done that proves this. There were participants who only visualized playing the piano and showed almost the same amount of brain growth in the motor cortex as those who actually practiced playing the real keyboard. Another study that was published in the Journal of Neurophysiology found that just imagining muscle contractions could increase your strength by up to 22%. And that's without lifting a single weight. Your brain activates the same motor pathways through thought alone. See, every single thought sends an electrical signal that strengthens very specific neural pathways. Think empowering thoughts, those become easier. Think about self-doubt and fear, those get reinforced too, because neurons that fire together wire together. And that's how your identity is built. So pay attention to what you think, because your thoughts literally sculpt your brain, and that creates your reality. Your subconscious mind is not a memory bank. It is a command center for your entire life. It shapes everything that you think and see and do and eventually become. Your subconscious does not filter. It just stores everything that you think as true, whether it's positive or negative. Your conscious mind, the thoughts that you are aware of, control 5% of your life. Your subconscious mind controls 95% of your life. Whatever you put into your mind becomes your reality. In the medical field, this is called the placebo effect, because they can give people with life-threatening diseases a fake pill and be told that it will cure them, and because they believe it will cure them, it actually does. In fact, 30 to 40% of all medical healings come from the placebo effect alone. So you need to be very aware of what you feed your mind. If you feed your mind fear and doubt, that is what you will manifest. Your mind doesn't care about what's true. It believes what it's told. You are not a prisoner of your past thoughts. You are the programmer. So you have to feed your mind with what it is that you want to create in reality. And be very careful what you tell yourself, because you will reap whatever you sow.
So many of the thought patterns that people engage in regularly, the stories that they tell themselves, the little sort of reverse mantras that they have, not something that's positive and encourages
Usually
them,
not at all.
but something which is negative and reinforces a fear that they have or an insufficiency that they're concerned about or whatever. You're right. If you say those things to yourself enough times, you'll end up believing that they're true. And then after a while, they just become part of you. And you're not even believing it anymore. It's like the physics of your system.
Every thought you think is a blueprint that your mind and body work to make real. Every thought you think has a physical reaction and indeed an emotional response. And here's another one: the mind learns by repetition. So when you think a thought a lot over and over again, it becomes real even if it's not real. So if you think a thought, my neighbor's driving me crazy, they're so noisy, I can never sleep, I can hear their television, they're getting on my nerves, it'll become your reality. If you say, it's a little bit irritating, but I can put my headphones on, I can tune out, then you'll have a different reaction to the same event. You know, we don't have to change events, we have to change how we think about the events. And if you say it enough, it will become real, because your words create your reality. If you don't like your reality, you don't have to change your words, you have to change the way you're speaking, which immediately changes your reality, which is completely shaped by your word.
What you think and what you believe is what will come true for you. Your thoughts create your life. It's that simple. And when we can get that, we can make enormous changes.
We can grow into anything we choose because we build the idea. It becomes the nucleus. It controls our vibration, and that dictates what we attract to us.
Your mental attitude is important because it acts as a magnet which attracts to you everything, every circumstance which makes you what you are and where you are.
Success is something you attract, not something you pursue. Success is looking for a good place to stay. So instead of going after it, you work on yourself. Personal development. See, the major question to ask on the job is not what are you getting? The major question to ask on the job is what are you becoming?
Success is not something you chase. It's something you attract by the person you become. So act as if. It's not pretending, it's preparing.
Don't look at where you're going, look at where you want to go. Are you mentally looking at where you want to go, or are you just looking at where you don't want to go all the time? If you keep talking about where you don't want to go, I guarantee you're gonna go there. Stop talking about what you don't want. Start talking about what you do want. Start making plans on how to get what you want, how to create that. You've got to figure out how to get what it is that you want. And it starts with your thoughts. Then it goes into your actions, and your actions go into your results. Your thoughts and your actions create your reality. How wild is that? You're literally a magician. Change your thoughts, change your actions, change your results, and you will create a magical reality.
But you created the mess that you're in. If you realize that, you created your reality, that you can uncreate it by focusing on what you really want. What is it you really want to do? What do you really want to create? And that will be your reality. When you realize the mind is that powerful. That's what a lot of people say, well, I'd like this, but you got to be specific down to the last detail, that you can have what you want in your life. You can create your own reality.
Your words will shape your world. When you write down your desires, your brain treats them as instructions that it needs to follow. Your subconscious then starts filtering your reality to match your vision, and your mind starts to bend reality to fit your desires. You start attracting people and places and opportunities to help you bring your vision to life. Most people will call it coincidence, but behind every coincidence is a mind that brought that into reality. So write down with extreme detail what it is that you want, visualize yourself getting it, and then work towards it. And eventually you will have what you wrote down on that paper.
Keep talking to yourself about the things that you want to have and the person that you want to be. And each time you do, you're reprogrammed. And your subconscious mind is accepting your new commands and is working 24 hours a day to bring them into your life.
If you will say before you go to sleep, I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me tomorrow. And if you'll say when you get up in the morning, I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me today. And if all day long you say, I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me, you'll find that as you go to sleep the next night, and try this today, it's a very powerful exercise. It sounds a little bit corny, but it's a very powerful exercise. If you'll try it, you'll find that when you go to sleep, you will not be able to think of all the wonderful things that happen to you. You'll just be surprised that your parking spaces will open up, and friends will call, and you get checks in the mail. Just your life will be a series of really positive, happy experiences. So always expect the best. I believe something wonderful is going to happen to me today, and by the inexorability of a law of nature, it's going to happen to you. I can assure you it's happened to thousands and thousands and thousands of our graduates. It will literally astonish you, the effect of this corny little exercise.
When you know what you want and you make a committed decision, you are on an exciting trip. See, when you see yourself with what you want, you put your mind on the frequency that it has to be on, and you're going to attract everything you need, and you'll get it right on schedule. Not when you want it, probably. You'll get it as you need it. Do you know the only prerequisite to getting what you want? Is you got to want it.
We cannot attract anything in our life we feel separate from. We always desire things, we always want things, but when we're in the creative process, we cannot create from the lack of not having it. We have to create from the feeling of having it. A person now who's in that state where they're feeling like the event has already happened, they no longer want it. Because they're feeling the emotion of it. You only look for it when you experience lack. If you feel like it's already happened, you're no longer separate from it. And so feeling that emotion somehow starts to draw things to us, and now we're not having to do anything. The things are starting to come to us. That's the synchronicities, that's the coincidences, that's the opportunities. We're not doing anything, they're coming to us.
Any thought, plan, goal, or idea that you hold continuously in your conscious mind and that you intensely desire must be brought into reality by your superconscious mind. If you can hold it continuously, if you can emotionalize it, if you can visualize it, in your conscious mind, the superconscious mind will begin to organize the entire universe of experience around you to draw into your life the people and circumstances necessary to make that idea come true.
Get locked into your idea and stay in that vibration regardless of what's happening. When you do that, it will attract to you all things requisite to the fulfillment of that picture, and it'll attract it by the harmonious vibration, the law of attraction. Whatever you send into the universe sends right back at you. And when it's coming back, that's your law of attraction.
What we give out, we get back. And what we believe about ourselves becomes true for us. Our thinking creates our experiences. There is a law of thinking like everything else, like all of nature. There is a universal energy or law of mind or subconscious mind, whatever you want to call it. But to me, it means the power that is within me and around me transforms my thoughts into experiences. Every thought we think and every word we speak is creating our experiences. And it's almost as though every time you think a thought or you speak a word, that universal intelligence or energy is listening or responding to what you are thinking or believing or saying. Whatever we choose to believe becomes true for us.
Have you ever asked yourself what differentiates the winners from the masses? Well, I have. I've researched the subject now for over a quarter of a century, and I have found that the winners are aware of a certain place within. It's referred to as the higher self. And in this higher self, there's an image of perfection, which is forever attempting to express itself in a greater way. When the winner wants to turn their dreams into physical realities, they call on this higher self. And they set about and change the world, not just for themselves, but for everyone in it. It's a choice. It's a matter of the heart.
Okay, let me show you this that I had in mind. Albert Einstein said that imagination is everything. It's the preview to life's coming attraction. That's what your imagination is. Your imagination is actually very, very real. Everything you've ever imagined is real. See, I tell young people like this. First of all, this is how your imagination works. You got to grab this concept. It is impossible for you to think an impossible thought. That is impossible. You can't think something that ain't possible. You ain't that smart. And so if it's in your head, you got to ask yourself, how did it get there? That's God showing you a preview of a coming attraction he has for you. The problem with most people is you think your imagination is hocus pocus. It's really not. It's a preview of a coming attraction. If you react to your imagination, that's where your real life is.
You're creative. If you can visualize it, you can do it. It doesn't matter what it is. That's what Hill said. Anything the mind can conceive and believe, it can achieve.
You gotta create dream boards. You gotta put the new car up on your mirror. Put the weight you wanna be on the refrigerator. If you can see it in your mind, you can hold it in your hand. That's the law of attraction. That's what you bring to you.
Your thoughts, whatever they are, trigger mental pictures and emotions that then lead to your saying and doing certain things that are consistent with those thoughts. With regard to success, when you think of what success means to you, or think about being a great success in your career, you'll think about the things you want to achieve and feel the pleasure of achieving them. You'll talk like a success and begin to take actions that will lead you to the success that you desire. And the starting point is always to think like a winner.
The single thing that I would say to people if they said to me, what can I do to change? I would say, change the way you're looking at things. We will either see ourselves as separate from everything we're looking at or as one with it. If we see ourselves as one with it, that single change of perspective shifts everything, alters our perception, which changes our beliefs, which fundamentally alters our behaviors, which produces a brand new experience, which creates an extraordinary new reality.
Once I feed you with an idea that you are susceptible to something, can cause any disease and you can die. If you believe you're going to die, you can die from the belief. So we really have to watch out, because as psychologists would tell us, 70% or more of our thoughts are negative and redundant, replaying the same negative thoughts. I go, if thoughts had nothing to do with it, fine. But thoughts, positive or negative, shape our biology. And all of a sudden it says, well, now it's time to wake up, because our negative thinking is manifesting a negative life experience.
We're thinking with holograms inside our head, and that out there exists something that's more akin to the radio waves in the room from which your TV gets the image. So in essence, we're kind of conscious TV sets. And what we think is reality when we look out here is really just the image on the TV set inside our mind, but doesn't exist out there. And this is why there's all kinds of evidence that we seem to respond more to the models of reality in our head than out there. In the holographic universe, I give an example of a psychologist who did a study where he took soldiers and marched them all the same distance, but he told some they marched, like he'd marched them all 30 miles or 20 miles, but told some they marched 10, some they marched 20, some they marched 30. But they all marched the same distance. At the end, he took physiological readings and discovered that physiologically, they responded not to the actual mileage that they had marched, but to what they had been told, the model of reality that they assumed they had, the reality in their heads.
Many people talk about the idea of creating your reality. You don't really create it. It already exists. Many people talk about the idea of attracting the reality you prefer. You don't really attract it, because there is nowhere out there to attract it from. There is no outside. That's an illusion. It's not that you're creating the reality. It's not that you're attracting the reality. What you are creating is the experience in your consciousness that is most reflective of the vibration on which you exist. That's what you're creating, the experience. Reality is experience. There is no empirical reality outside of you. It's all within your consciousness. But you can create the appearance. You can create the experience of physical space-time. You can create the experience of an outside.
All form is the result of thought. Before the building rises, the architect sees it in his mind. Before the words are spoken, they are felt in silence. Before life unfolds in the outer, it has been shaped in the inner. The visible is forever preceded by the invisible, and to disregard this sequence is to forfeit the keys to your own destiny. That which appears to be solid and unchangeable is but the condensation of prior ideas. Therefore, to change your conditions, you must first change your thoughts. Not in theory, but in operation. You do not live in a world of matter. There is within you a deeper aspect of mind that receives every impression you habitually affirm. It does not argue. It does not make sense. It accepts. And because it accepts without question, it is the mechanism by which your reality is constructed. This inner aspect of the mind, what I have called the subjective or subconscious, is the builder. What you supply to it, it builds. It is the silent worker in the background of your life, forming your health, your relationships, your opportunities, and your limitations in exact accordance with the pattern you have imprinted upon it. But the law does not respond to pleading. It responds to alignment. The universal mind is not sentimental. It is exact. It is mathematical. It responds to the tone and frequency of your thought as unerringly as sound resonates with its perfect note. If your inner world is chaotic, uncertain, or filled with contradiction, then the outer world will follow suit. Not because you are being punished, but because that is the law. The seed determines the fruit. The blueprint determines the structure. There can be no other way.
I ask not for more riches, but more wisdom with which to make wiser use of the riches you gave me at birth, consisting in the power to control and direct my own mind to whatever ends I desire.
If thought precedes form and you are the thinker, then you possess the key to transformation. Go into the silence, close the gates of the senses, withdraw your attention from the outer world, for it holds only the residue of past thinking. Turn inward, let the world go still. In this silence, picture the condition you desire, not as distant, but as present. Let it be simple, let it be vivid, and above all, let it be felt. Do not simply see yourself as prosperous, feel the security of it. Do not merely imagine health, feel the ease, the strength, the joy of movement. Speak the new condition inwardly. Let it move not just in word, but in tone. Say it with the quiet authority of one who commands the law, not because of arrogance, but because of understanding. As you hold this image, you are impressing it into the deepest part of your being. The subconscious, so often led by chaos, now receives its new directive. It does not argue, it does not question. It begins, immediately and without resistance, to draw into form that which you have declared to be real. But you must be steady, you must be faithful, you must return again and again to this inner image, especially when the world outside appears unchanged. The law does not yield to occasional impulse, it responds to sustained conviction. Therefore, repetition becomes your sacred ritual. The same thought held daily becomes the new instruction. Each time you return to the image, you deepen its roots. Each time you speak the new truth, you weaken the hold of the old pattern. This is not a matter of force, but of rhythm. As water wears away stone, so sustained thought reshapes belief. Many falter, not because the law has failed them, but because they have failed to hold their blueprint steady. They allow conditions to dictate their faith. They speak of change, but live in contradiction. The mind that affirms truth 1 hour and doubts it the next creates no momentum. It scatters the seed and blames the field. You must become one-pointed. Let the idea of your new condition dominate your mental world. Speak it as though it were already true. Think from the vision, not merely toward it. This is the key. The subconscious cannot distinguish between imagination and reality. You are not a body with a mind. You are mind made visible.